Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Kabir Singh, and this is Against the Grain. We're seeing a pattern happening, folks, over the past month that gives serious deja vu vibes to March of 2020. I think we know what I'm talking about, and we're going to discuss it. But before we do, make sure that you like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not already, and hit that notification bell. Back when the COVID jab was released to the public in spring of 2021, nearly 2.5 years ago, people generally stopped worrying as much about masking up in public, and even news stations stopped reporting on the new numbers per day. It became a thing of if you got it, you got it. You would stay home for a week, rest up, and take some medication. That's exactly how it was with my family when we all got it around the same time. And everybody was up and running within 5 days. And here and there, you would see people wearing masks in public, but for me at least, if they didn't bother me, I wouldn't bother them. It didn't affect me, live and let live. Well, apparently, that's the wrong approach to take, because recently what we've been seeing is a rise in COVID by 18.8% from historic lows. Because this thing fluctuates like it always has, nothing's new. But apparently that's enough for our king, Dr. Fauci, to be concerned people won't mask up as cases, hospitalizations, and deaths continue to rise in the US. And also what we're seeing are places that are reinstating mask mandates across the country here and there. And with that, also there is the rise of virtue signaling again. Take, for example, Dr. Mandy Cohen, the CDC director. The past several Twitter pictures that she's posted have been without her mask, but as of September 7th, she started posing with a mask. First being for her flu shot, which, okay, I sort of get, but then she posted another picture meeting with the senators, with 3 out of the 4 senators that she's posing with having a mask on. Except for Mitt Romney, who happens to be the only Republican in that batch of 4. Somebody tweeted, "Why are you trying to murder Mitt Romney?" To which somebody else replied, "His spray tan will protect him." Now, I know that's supposed to be a joke, but it does sort of reveal the inconsistencies of the people trying to tell us to mask up again. But if you think all of that is ridiculous enough, you're in for a real treat with Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know much about her other than her politics. She's pretty left-leaning, and she's been vocal about her opposition of Trump. Well, the 67-year-old actress and talk show host has recently come down with her 3rd bout of COVID. Now she's at least triple vaccinated, as much as we know, and all of her bouts of COVID were post-booster. Now, I want to show you the clip of her joining in to The View virtually because obviously she couldn't be there in person. Let's watch.
Whoopi is still under the thing, the COVID weather. Yes, this is her 3rd bout, I believe, with it. But, you know, people write, well, she got the vaccination. How come she still gets it? Because she's not dead. She's just a little bit under the weather. Right. Okay?
Oh, okay. Pause it right here. Irrelevant to anything, but did you guys hear that obnoxious laugh? That was wild. Let's run that back.
Okay, she's, you know what I mean, and she's been vaccinated.
And before we had the vaccines, people did die.
A lot of them,
millions and millions.
This type of irrational talk drives me nuts. But anyway,
okay, pause it.
She sent
again.
in a little video.
She says that's irrational talk, but let me just remind everybody that when the vaccine first rolled out, that whole 90-95% effectiveness rate that they were given, depending on the company that you got, they first said that that meant you were that much less likely to even catch it or transmit it. But then when the breakthrough cases started happening, then they changed their rhetoric to say that you're less likely to get severely ill from it. Like if they told us right from the jump that it wouldn't really prevent any infection in and of itself, that would have been one thing. But it's that backtracking that irks me and irks a lot of other people. Anyways, let's keep going.
Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me. I am not at Burning Man. I am not still in Italy. I am not, doing stuff. I'm not trying to change the outcome of the election.
Okay,
I have
pause it again. Like, why would she even mention this whole not trying to change the outcome of the election? Like, what does that have to do with anything? The second that she starts saying something like that, it's just going to be a bunch of virtue signaling crap.
See, now that's some bullshit.
Like, so insincere. Anyways, let's keep going.
I just have COVID. I'm still testing positive, apparently. I have to have a clear test before I can come back, so it might be a couple of days. But, I'm really thrilled to see the beautiful new desk. I'm really thrilled to see all the beautiful women. You girls look great. And, I can't wait to get back and hang out. But until then, it's me and my mask, and I'm sort of confined to my room. I'll be there as soon as I can.
So first, she takes off her mask to talk. Like, what was the point in wearing the mask in the first place? And then she admits that she's confined alone to her room. Like, she makes me so upset, and it gets my blood pressure going. But luckily, there's comedic relief for that. Dr. Eli David tweeted, Whoopi Goldberg wearing a mask alone in a Zoom call. She doesn't want to get a computer virus. Oh my God. Now, there are a lot of people who seem to believe that this is phasing us in to be locked down again, particularly because the COVID-19 pandemic happened right before the 2020 election, and all this is happening going into the 2024 election. One of those people is Alex Jones, who claims that a TSA employee that he knows personally told him that by October, you'll need masks to fly again, and by December, full-scale lockdowns will be implemented. Now, should we believe that all of this is going to happen? With everything, we should take it with a grain of salt. Particularly with Alex Jones, part of his job is to be incendiary and to create hysteria. Should we dismiss what he's saying as being a conspiracy theorist fuddy-duddy? Well, I think that we should be aware of the trends, particularly if you're seeing mask mandates popping back up and the CDC director wearing masks again. It's important to be aware. And if we've learned anything from the 2020 pandemic, it's that blindly complying with anything will not get you anywhere. And when it comes to getting your COVID booster in the fall, I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. I know people who are immunocompromised and have at least 4 shots. If it makes you feel better, go for it. All I'm saying is just make sure that what you're doing is based on informed decisions. And in the meantime, keep your head on a swivel. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new to this channel, watch some of these videos. Also, feel free to follow me on social media. Until next time.